I'm Dixie, and really passionate about mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And I had another one of those light bulb moments today. Wanted to share it with you. Several different things that I've been learning over the past week or so came together, and I was just amazed. So I wanted to share it with you. The first one, it kind of started with a friend of mine. And even I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story about her, but she posted on Facebook, and it just said, "What is life all about?" And I don't know if there's something going on in her life that maybe she's asking that deep question. I've had many times in my life when I've asked, "What in the heck is this all about? Why are we even here?" Right? And I responded back and I said, I believe it's, the purpose of life is for us to discover the incredible people that we are designed to be, and to live out those dreams that have been weaved into the fabric of who we are. And I believe that life is acting to get us to those places, right? To realize who we are and to fulfill those dreams. So I posted that and didn't think another thing of it, in the response. And it was really nice. She, responded back. But and yesterday I was reading through again one of my favorite books I talk about all the time, As a Man Thinketh. And you can see it's just a little teeny tiny book. But I was reading through it again, and he was talking about in there having your purpose, like intentionally setting your mind on your purpose. And so I started thinking about that, and what do I intentionally set my mind on? What is my purpose? All those big questions, right? And I remembered a talk by Simon Sinek that I listened to years ago that I really thought was impactful. He talked about that if you have a purpose, if you have a direction that you're shooting for, if something gets in your way, you just kind of go around it and you keep going. Whereas if you don't have a destination, you don't have a purpose that you're working towards, if something gets in your way, you tend to stop. You think, okay, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to go that direction, so you change directions, those kind of things. And I would say that's kind of reflective of my life. I didn't have a direction. I didn't have a purpose that I was going. So I just kind of wandered through life, and whatever would come, and I would just change direction based on those things. And what I realized this morning, it kind of all came together, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. My friend Lisa that posted that on Facebook is a person that I met years ago when I was traveling to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica by myself. Long story behind that, but I went there by myself. It was my birthday, and a friend was supposed to go with me, and he backed out. And so I was there by myself, wandering around this country I'd never been to. And I'm pretty adventurous, so I go out and do things. And so anyway, I met Lisa and her husband in Jamaica, and they have no idea the impact that they made in my life, the influence that they had in my life. They were nice to me. They had been to Jamaica many times, and they showed me where to go and where not to go. And they invited me to go to dinner with them, and they, helped me with exchanging money because I had no idea. I was completely vulnerable to the locals. I would just hand my money and hope that they would give me back the right amount. And anyway, I realized this morning that our purpose, or at least my purpose, that I am definitely going to intentionally set my my direction for my thoughts and my actions, is when I realize the fact that every interaction I have is an opportunity to impact and influence another person, and intentionally saying within myself, I want to make a positive impact on another person. I want to be the kind of person that when they think of me in 5 years, they're going to smile. They're going to remember me as a positive, a good thing in their life. I've always wanted to be a good person. I think that's, something that most of us, have that desire to be a good person. But I hadn't ever intentionally said, I'm going to do that. And this morning I realized that is my purpose. I am going to intentionally set my thoughts, my words, my actions on being the kind of person that makes an impact in other people's lives, that makes a positive impact. I want to build people up and help them and encourage them, because this life can be really hard. Things can happen that are very difficult and we don't understand them. And part of that learning also that I think is really helpful was the fact that I realized that everything that's happened in my life is happening for me. Everything that's happened in your life is happening for you, that we are being navigated to some extent to a course that we don't even recognize yet, right? I think of things that have happened, even that trip to Jamaica that I just mentioned, and I had no idea that it would have, an impact on me years later. There are situations that happen in our lives every day, and if we can recognize, okay, this is for me. This is for me to recognize, to help me see who I'm supposed to be. Maybe it's a redirection, and those ones are usually pretty painful, but saying, hey, you're going the wrong way. This is not who you were meant to be. Even if it's just, a word that you speak and then you feel that little tinge of, hey, I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe it's a relationship that you got into and then you realize that's not where I'm supposed to be. Those are painful things, but if you see it all as for you, this is to direct me in the path that I am supposed to go. I was designed and created for a purpose, and my purpose that everything in life is directing me towards that. So if things are painful in your life, I ask you to just reflect and see, is whatever it is taking you away from the purpose that you were created for? And I do believe that there are greater purposes. I know Simon Sinek talks about, helping people to find jobs that they love and, to be inspired and things like that. I know there's greater purposes. Martin Luther King, of course, and Mother Teresa, these great, huge purposes. But I think if we zone in really on ourselves and say, you know what, I am here because I make an impact. I have influence on every single person. And if you don't think you do, I would just encourage you to stop and think about every interaction you have throughout the day. There are people who come and go in your life, people at work, that, are out in the world, and think about how much impact they have on you. Somebody pulls up next to you at the stoplight and waves and smiles versus somebody flips you the bird and keeps on going. We have such impact on each other, such influence on each other. We can make someone's day and we can crush someone. So I just encourage you, think about your purpose and why you're here, and then definitely intentionally set your course. Say, I am going that way, and if anything gets in my way, I'm just going to go around it and keep right on going. Have an awesome day.